folks, Stan Baker with Hunt the Racket and a proud ATA member. Look at where we're at right now. This is incredible. This is the granddaddy of them all, the Grand American. And I got to tell you, as far as I can see that away, and as far as I can see this away, all I see is trap fields. I cannot see the end of them. It's probably about 3.5 miles. Right now, it's August the 4th. We're entering we're in the prelim week. We're going to be doing the championship round of the prelim. So Saturday and Sunday, we'll be shooting, I think we're going to be shooting 200 singles, 100 handicap, and 100 doubles. That's going to be quite a day. Then tomorrow, we're going to shoot 100 handicap, 100 doubles. And then Monday, we're going to go into the granddaddy of them all, the Grand Week. So we're here, we're chasing points, we're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of people here I want to introduce you to, behind the scenes workers who make this place just an incredible place. I come here every morning. I'm the first guy on the field, on the practice field, and these guys are very hospitable to me. They make me feel really welcome, and I want to make sure we give them a shout out because they're the people that make this event such an enjoyable event for the rest of us. And I really think it's important that we show them. Hey, I got another treat for you. I am on a squad with 4 All-Americans, and hopefully soon to be an All-American. We've got me, who's a vet. We've got Bob Clement, and you remember Bob from the interview we did in the Spring Grand. He's a All-American senior vet. We have Samantha Foppe, who is the top women shooter. We've got a junior and a junior gold. So we've covered pretty much every category. And I gotta tell you, we are shooting lights out. I'm having a hard time keeping up with these guys. But it's been a lot of fun, and they're really good people. So we'll be interviewing them as the meet goes on. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of things going on here at the 2018 Grand American Trap Shoot. Guys, look who I got here. You guys remember Bob Clement from the Spring Grand. He invited, I was lucky enough, he called me and invited me on his squad, and I really can't thank him enough. But you guys know who's shooting. We got Bob, we got Samantha Foppe, Caleb,
and
Logan Henry.
Yeah, that's it.
So we've got me, I'm a vet. Bob's a senior vet All-American. Samantha is Ladies 1 All-American. Logan Henry is an All-American, and so is Caleb.
Caleb's working on it.
Oh, Caleb's working on it. But I guarantee you he's going to make it the way he's shooting.
He's shooting great. Awesome.
So, and yours truly, who's struggling right now with handicap, but again, we're doing good with the singles and the doubles. But Bob is kind enough to work with me every night. You know, I'm frustrated, and he's helping to calm me down. He's here right now at the practice field to work with me. So again, that's the spirit you see in the ATA, and you meet a lot of new friends, and it's an amazing, amazing thing. So tell me, how many years have you been coming to the Grand?
Oh, quite a long time. I started off in Van Day, Ohio, and then kind of took a hiatus for a while, and then came back here after they moved it to Sparta.
Right.
And it's a great facility. The background's incredible. And the camaraderie here is awesome. It's just a great place to come to.
Right.
And I wish more people from the West would come here. But I know it's a long trip, and it does cost a lot of money, so to get going. But you can win some money too.
Right. Oh, you bet. I mean, they've got this system in there. You get your ATA card, you shoot you go into the Lewis, you know, you've got all these options, you can make money. He says, come in here, swipe your card. It says, you want a check? And I said, yeah, and I pushed it, swiped my card again to verify, and this check came out. So now, unfortunately, I went in there the other day and there's no checks came out.
Yeah, that happens when you don't quite hit it right, you know, but there are a lot of options to be able to kind of come in a little bit. I've been lucky, I've been hitting some money every day.
Yeah.
So, and then this morning I had to put my social security number in there because the IRS wants to
is that
keep
right?
track of me. Yeah. Once you win over $600, you have to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Bob has been shooting the lights out, and he's really been helping me, and hopefully we'll have a better day for handicap today.
Yeah.
So
it's a little tricky here. I mean, the air's heavy today. I was looking at 95% temperature, 99% humidity.
yeah, isn't that amazing?
I'm waiting for the rain to start, dropping from the skies, but it hasn't yet. So
yeah, I keep wondering when I'm going to dry off. You know, I mean, it's like pouring sweat while you're shooting. It's kind of difficult because sometimes that bead of sweat just comes right down in the corner of your eyes, and you're sitting there going, "Oh no, not now!" You know. But it's a lot of fun. I keep saying pick the phone up. But what I'm saying is go to your computer, shootata.com, get your credit card out, and join for $20. $20, you can be a member of the ATA, and you can come out at these events and just have the time of your life. So with that, we're going to get ready for singles, 200 singles.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, just 100. I read the program, and it's 100 a day, 100 tomorrow, and then
I see.
300 per day each day. So we can relax a little bit.
Oh yeah, man,
you had me spooked out.
Oh yeah, well, it said right there 200.
It did, yeah.
200 singles, and then
the fine print says 100 Saturday and 100 Sunday, and I laid awake all night thinking how we're going to shoot 100 in this heat.
100A and 100B, I guess. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get to the practice field, and we'll see you at the racket. Hey guys, I was walking around, guess who I stumbled into? Number one, we got Jerry right here. He's the guy we were talking about, the people who work behind the scenes that make it so nice for us shooters to come out here and have a great time. Jerry, what's your last name? Tufstead.
Good old Scandinavian
There
name.
you go. Now, Jerry has got I was talking to him earlier this morning. He's got a really cool life. I mean, kind of would you go over that, what you told me?
After college, I spent 21 years as a pilot for the Army.
And you served in Vietnam?
Started out in Vietnam flying observation planes and moved off after that to Germany and became a helicopter pilot, off and on helicopter and fixed wing. Retired looking for something tied to aviation. I ended up in St. Louis marketing products from Honeywell to, at that time, McDonnell Douglas.
Right.
Was bored stiff at the time. So I started teaching math at college out at Scott Air Force Base for Park University.
Yeah.
And that took me up till I retired, and now I'm an official triple dipper.
This guy, believe me, is a server, and I want to thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
And he was in marketing.
Yep.
So I can tell you right now, he's very successful. But he's a guy who's ramrodding and running all these young kids from college, mostly colleges.
College, high school, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're doing an excellent job, and I just can't thank you enough for that.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you.
Now we come to Brian. Now, if you take a look around in this shop, and Billy's going to give you a lot of close-ups on what we got going here, but this is the Shamrock. You know, all those leather bags that everyone tries to shoot and be the champion and win these bags. This is the manufacturer and maker of them. Brian, and your last name?
Brophy.
Brophy, I really appreciate you taking the time to show us your shop.
Yeah,
I mean,
no
it's really cool. Tell us something about now. How many years have you been doing this?
The company's been around since 1968, so this is our 50th year. My wife and I bought the company here about 15 years ago. My mom and dad went into retirement, and so it's been a family business ever since.
Well, I got to tell you, every morning I walk by here and you know what that new leather smells like. It is fantastic, and I just look in here and I said, wow. One of these days, I'm going to win one of these things. So, Brian, I really appreciate what you do for the ATA.
Yeah.
Now, remember, folks, we want you to pick the phone up. All you have to do is call. I'll tell you what, one better, shootata.com. You go to that. All you have to do for $20 is sign up for the ATA. Come out and have the event of your lifetime. It's really, really a lot of fun out here. So, with that, we'll see you.
One comment first. I want to thank the Shamrock people. They're providing 2 people this morning to help with scoring and loading.
Yeah.
Free of charge. We don't even have to pay it.
And that's the spirit you see out here at these events. Everyone helping each other. You know, I was shooting really bad yesterday in handicap. Didn't do too bad in singles and doubles, but man, I got into the handicap and I just can't figure it out. I got 15 guys, trying to help me and try to calm me down and get me back on the bird. So that's the spirit you have out here at the ATA. And we really do encourage you to check it out. You shootata.com. With that, we'll see you at Hunt the Racket. Folks, this is a gal, Emily Tudor. Every morning I call her the best trap puller in the world. I show up here every morning. I'm the first one out on the field, and she really welcomes me and makes me feel wanted out here. Emily Tudor. And I want to introduce you to the folks out there at Hunt the Racket. And tell us something about yourself.
Well, I'm currently a sophomore at Southeast Missouri State University.
Nice.
So go Red Hawks. I'm studying English education. This is my first year scoring here.
Right.
I've never been to a trap shoot ever, so it's kind of different. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
I get to meet like all different kinds of people. My favorite being you, of course.
But of course.
Yeah, but it's a good experience.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here. I mean, the hours are long, but it's a beautiful day. It's always a beautiful day. Well,
I got to tell you, it's people like you who really make it enjoyable for us old guys that come out here and chase these birds around, you know. So, young lady, I really appreciate it. I'm really glad we met.
Me too.
And I wish you a lot of luck
in
your education.
I wish you luck shooting.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you at Hunt the Racket. Okay, folks, we just got done with the singles event, half of the singles event. We're going to shoot 100 today and then 100 tomorrow. But what I wanted to do is talk to you, Bob, about what did you think of the of the round?
The targets were awesome. They were good to see. The winds moving a little bit kept us a little cool, and yeah, it couldn't be any better.
Yeah, the birds are beautiful. They're flying good. I mean, I got a little jumpy on the first 2 boxes. I wasn't gripping the gun hard enough, and so I started jumping at the birds, and unfortunately I missed 2. But it's a 200 event shoot, so we're going to come back strong on the next event. Hey, I wanted to introduce you to one of the top shooters in the country here, a nice gentleman by the name of Logan Henry, and he is on the he's a 4-time All-American. He's in the top 5 of the junior division, correct?
Yes.
And I got to tell you something, this kid can shoot lights out, and I love his form. I love his approach of the bird, and I mean, his doubles are incredible. Handicap is really flawless also. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, Logan.
Sir. Thanks for having me here.
And thank you for having me on your squad. I mean, it's been a struggle. I'm just kind of hanging on to these guys, trying to shoot well. But Logan, I wanted to ask you, how long have you been shooting trap?
I've been shooting trap for about 7 years.
Right.
I started in my local youth program, and pretty much you just shot 25 at a time. And I really got to where I wanted to go, because I'm a sports guy and I like to be really good at everything I do. So I joined in the AIM, and then I saw that ATA was the next big step, and I went after it, and I started going to state shoots, and I've loved it, and I love the people.
Yeah.
Just love the people.
And that's what we've been talking about. If you join the ATA, I mean, everybody out here, it's like a community. You come to these big shoots, and when you have to go home, it's kind of a sad deal because you see all the people and, you're saying goodbye and looking forward to the next shoot. But I got to tell you something, you have got a really bright future. This guy can hang with anyone, believe me. I mean, we're talking Harlan Campbell, Ricky Marshall Jr. This guy he's one of them, and you'll be hearing from him quite a bit. So with that, Bob, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is the most important thing to shooting singles?
Well, the biggest thing is focus, and if you focus on the bird instead of the gun.
Right.
And then the other thing for me is kind of learning where to put your gun and hold it.
Yeah.
So that you can see the bird, and if it changes, you can make final adjustments. And then being incredibly smooth, I keep saying that, but it's all about being smooth, and not just being a smooth guy, but being smooth to the target.
Logan, speaking of smooth now, what do you think is the most important?
I think one of the most important things is, having your gun set right and getting out there and taking your time. When I miss a singles target, it's usually always because I did not take my time.
Exactly.
I get too speedy and I want to shoot them too quick.
Right.
Or I don't mount my gun and give it enough time.
Exactly. I mean, you're at the 16-yard line. I think you guys would agree, you got plenty of time to shoot that bird. I mean, you can shoot that bird almost to the ground. I mean, it's so close. So, and you got a lot of firepower. Remember, your shot's going about 818 miles an hour, and that bird is only going about 42 or 43. So you got plenty of firepower. No reason to to jump at the bird. That's what I did on my first 2 birds. I just got in a hurry.
Yep, I jumped at mine today.
And you'll pay for it. You'll pay for it every time. But again, it's a 200 bird shoot, so I expect big things out of you on the next 100.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, we're going to get ready for doubles, and we'll come right back at you. We got a lot more interviews. Stay tuned. This is a beautiful venue, man, the best in the world, and I'm really excited. So with that, we'll see you at Hunter Active. Okay, folks, we just got done with doubles, and I got to tell you, it was pretty sporting. It's 91 degrees out. Wind's coming from the south, southwest, and kind of pushing those birds down a little bit. So it was pretty sporting out there today, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was tough. It was hard to stay down on your gun.
I'd like to introduce you to Caleb Fisher. He's an up-and-coming All-American. I think he's sitting on the first team right now, as of now, right?
Yep.
And I got to tell you, I've been watching this guy shoot. I told you I was trying to keep up with these kids. It's really hard to do because they're so good. But Caleb here, his form and his approach to the bird, his setup is really cool. So we're pretty excited for him. He's one of the top shooters in the U.S. right now, I would say. So let's talk about this round. What do you think?
Today was tough. The wind coming, a little bit of a crosswind, wind at your back. Got to really stay down on your gun.
Yeah.
I mean, those birds don't want to dive, and if you don't stay on them,
that post 5, those right birds, those sharp right birds, they were diving.
Yeah, it's hard to stay in front of those things. I mean, I know for a fact I shot behind 3 of them, but I wasn't within 5 feet.
Yeah, it was very sporting. Caleb, I would like to ask you a question. What do you think is the most important ingredient to shooting good handicap birds?
Handicap, I'd say slow, smooth, and steady wins the race. I mean, it's not like doubles and singles where you want to be passively aggressive to the target. You don't want to really get after that target. You got to be smooth and steady to the target. You can't jump it.
Right.
I mean, they're easy to hit, but they're easy to miss.
And you know, one of the problems I had is we shoot singles, and I shoot singles pretty aggressively, you know, with a strong right hand, and you know, it's like almost like a punch to the bird. Mm-hmm. And you can't do that in handicap. It's slow and steady, just like you said.
Yep. Yeah, a slight movement in handicap from that far back that's a big change out there. I mean, there's a lot of distance you're covering.
A quarter of an inch is about 3.5 feet. Mm-hmm. So if you even breathe wrong sometimes, so it's really a finesse type sport, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's much different than the other 2 disciplines.
Right. Well, guess what? We get to get ready for doubles, my man.
Yep. Can't wait. It'll be a good time.
Hey, we're going to shoot doubles here, and then after doubles, we're going to have some more interviews. So I really appreciate Caleb taking the time to stand up with us and talk about his journey. I'm sure you're going to be there, my friend, at the end of this shoot. You're going to score a lot of points.
Hopefully.
So thanks again.
Yep.
I really appreciate your time. We'll see you at Hunt the Racket. Okay, folks, we just got done with doubles, and I got to tell you, I'd like to introduce you to the squad. Bob called me and invited me to shoot with these guys, and I was apprehensive because they're so good, but they've been real kind, and they've accepted me into the squad and made me feel comfortable. We just had a round of pretty sporting doubles, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're tough.
So, Sam, what do you think about the birds?
They were very sporting, very up and down.
We had a south wind, so that second bird seemed to always be. Hey, that's one thing. I'd like to introduce you to Samantha here, Foppy. She's one of the top women shooter in the country. She won't tell you that. She's very humble, but she's right up there at the top, and she can take on anybody, really. Doubles is her really strength. She's already run, what, about 3 100s?
Two 100 this week.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, this squad is loaded. I mean, we've got 4 All-Americans here, and I feel very humbled and very honored to be shooting with them. So what do you think, Logan?
I thought they were pretty sporty doubles, but you know, as I always say from shooting in Kansas and Oklahoma, if the first one's there in the same place, you can always go shoot the second one.
Yeah. Bob, what do you think?
I thought they were really challenging. It's kind of like going after a golfer after you shoot the bird up in the sky.
So let me ask you, I would like a little piece of advice. Whenever you run into that situation out there where the wind's pushing those birds down, how do you approach the sport at that point?
Personally, I like to take my time on the first target to reassure myself that it's in the same spot. And then on the second target, I like to make sure that my gun's always under it. There's always a possibility of it climbing back up when the wind isn't blowing, so you really have to take that extra few milliseconds to make sure that you're on the target before you pull the trigger. Because it just takes, you know, an extra second or so for that target to go from up to down and vice versa.
Well, I found that out from a personal level.
Yeah.
So, well, listen, we're going to get ready for tomorrow. We still got a lot of shooting. Tomorrow's the second half of the championship round for the prelim week, and we've got 100 singles, 100 doubles, and 100 handicap to still do, and we'll see how we turn out. But listen, I would thank you guys for allowing me on your squad. I'm going to give you a special invite to the racket for 2 days of training. You come up, now this is on me, okay? So don't worry about those prices in the brochures or anything. So you guys come up 2 days. You can shoot sporting clays, trap, all you want. We've got nice lodges and cabins. So we'd love to have you there. And you might be able to give me a few tips, okay?
Thank you.
With that, we'll see you at Hunt the Racket. Okay, folks, we just got done with the second half of the 200 singles. Samantha here just went 100 straight. So congratulations, young lady.
Thank you.
I really, man, I'm very proud of you. Watching this gal is just incredible. It's been really an experience for me because these young people who are shooting today their fundamentals are just really, really good. And I'd like to ask you, how do you keep your focus on a 200 bird event?
You know, it's always been a tough thing for me to keep my focus for 200 bird events. My favorite game has always been the doubles or handicap.
Right.
Because you can keep your mental focus for that, but you can have your moments where your mental focus isn't always there.
Right.
In the singles, you have to have every single target, you have to be right on, and you have to be able to keep your mental ability going throughout the 200 bird game. The day by day, 100 Saturday, 100 Sunday is harder for me because sometimes you go to bed, you wake up the next day, and it doesn't feel the same as it did the day before.
Exactly.
Or it feels a lot different. So for me, I just try to make sure that I don't move my gun, and I'm really into reading like mental golf books where they talk about how to keep your mental game the strongest it can be. What to say in your head, or how to think or whatever. And if I had a really good gun mount and feel the day before, I try to look back on that and how it feels, and then try to just make sure that I see the target as clear as possible while keeping a very strong mental focus.
Right. Do you do any self-talk during the round, or?
I don't. I used to. I used to have like little trick words in my head. It was like focus and grind or something like that, where they would trigger something in my head to make sure that I was still focused or not thinking about something else in my head, or thinking about the butterflies in the middle of the field or something like that.
Yeah.
But now, the longer I've been shooting, the more I'm able to kind of flip on a switch.
Just zone out, zone out.
Right, to zone out, know what I'm supposed to do when I'm mounting the gun. And you still have those times where you're thinking about something, or thinking about the little butterfly, or thinking about a target piece flying out there. But it's easier to overcome that whenever you put the gun up now than it was earlier. But it's just.
And we've been talking about that because we've I've taken the Bob Palmer course,
sure.
And Bob says, don't think, shoot, and that's what she's doing. When she's bringing that gun up, she goes into that void, and she just trusts her own ability to hit that bird. It's in there. And so, I mean, I just marvel at your focus when we're out there. It's just amazing. And
I appreciate the that a lot, because it is something that I try to focus on the most when I'm out there, is making sure my focus is as strong as it can be. Some days you fight everything out there. Everything's something you have to fight. You fight the gun mount, you fight your mind, your eyes, everything, and you have to work on yourself 110% out there.
Exactly.
And finding your game inside your head that brings out your mental aspect and your focus is the most important thing in this game, obviously. So
there you have it. Now, this gal, the way she talks, I'm telling you, she could be my coach. So, and I'm going to try to strong arm her a little bit and to give me some tips. So, hey, we're going to get ready we're shooting handicap next, right?
Yeehaw.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll see you at the racket. Okay, folks, we just got done with doubles, and guess who's here? One of the top shooters in the country right now is Chase Horton. And I've been following this young man for a year now, and in Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin?
That was in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
With Ricky.
With Ricky?
Yeah.
With Ricky Marshall, Ricky beat him by 2 birds for the HOA, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was incredible shooting, and I'm really proud of you, young man. I've been watching your fundamentals, and they're just really sound.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you, who's your coach? Who's been coaching you?
Ever since I was little, I was listening to my dad, and then once I got to be a teenager, I didn't want to listen to Dad anymore. Yeah. So I had a close uncle that he really helped me with my fundamentals and a lot of stance work we worked on. And going to all these shoots, you meet all the top dogs. Shooting with Ricky, that helped out that week. Dean Newman, he's from Minnesota. He's been helping me sometimes. Tony Fortino, he really got me started into it. And sometimes Sean Hawley will have a mental talk occasionally.
Right. Well, you saw on the film his fundamentals in doubles. We're going to pick up handicap tomorrow. This young man can really shoot him right out of the house. I mean, it's pretty incredible to watch. So what happened? I mean, how did you, in handicap, how are you able to pick that bird up so fast?
That's a great question. The people who made my stock, ProSoft, Phil Sims made my stock. And when I went out there, he gave me a bit of advice as to try holding a little lower on the house for caps. And ever since I've started doing that, it helped out tremendously.
Mm-hmm. So when you hold, are you holding on the house or behind the house?
This is a little bit under the top ridge, if you would.
Okay, so a little bit back from the front ridge?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just pick it up when it comes out of the house and whack?
I try to get it as soon as I can. I pick it up as soon as I can. Sometimes I'll have to time it perfectly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll get jumpy if you're not careful.
Right. You still have to stay smooth, right?
Yeah.
You can't just, jump or throw the gun at the bird.
Right.
We came in the other day, and of course the first thing I wanted to do was go out on the practice field. I walked out there, and here's Chase shooting, and I was just absolutely amazed and he was having a lot of fun doing it too. His buddy was there, and he'd shoot that bird and flip his shells over into his bag. You know, it's pretty funny to watch you. But you have fun. I mean,
you have to have fun.
Your body English is saying that you're really enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, you have to have fun with this. I enjoy the social aspect of the sport more than actually doing it. It's the people that keep me into it.
Right. And we've been talking about that. Again, I want people to go to shootata.com, and for $20 and a credit card, you can become a member of the ATA and come out here and you see this venue. This is incredible. And the people are so friendly and nice and very helpful. And I expect you to give me some lessons, young man.
We can work that out.
My handicap really needs some work.
We can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
No, I love your channel.
You know, a lot of people out there, they really watch that channel and they really get a
Hunt the Racket's cool. I always watch when you go to a shoot I haven't been to. I always see how it is.
Well, I'm going to do for you what I did for my squad, and that is I invite you, I'll give you an invitation to come up and train on my fields.
Okay.
And stay in the lodges for 2 days.
Oh, that's cool.
On yours truly.
Really?
But what you got to do is you got to give me some tips.
All right. Can work that out.
Okay.
Thank you, Stan.
All right. You're welcome. We'll see you at the Racket. Hi, folks. Stan Baker with Hunt the Racket. Well, we made it through the Grand Week. Actually, 2 weeks. It started August 1st and went all the way through the 11th. And I left the morning of the 12th. But I thought I'd take this time let's talk about the meet. First of all, I had a fantastic time. The people there were just incredible. Our squad was just absolutely fantastic. We had Samantha Foppe, we had Caleb, we had Logan Henry, we had Bob Clement. And all 4 of those guys are All-Americans. And so I was really lucky that Bob called me on the phone and said, hey, you want to be on post 1 during the meet? And I said, wow, yeah, I'll jump at that. So I got to shoot with them. Samantha's incredible. She shot actually 4 100s while we were shooting there, 4 100s in doubles. And she's a machine. She just grinds them out. And Logan was one of 4 that was going for the 400 high all around in Grand Week. He was 300 straight. He went 200 straight in singles, 100 straight in doubles, and he was going for the 100 straight in caps. Fell a little short, but he still did a great job, and I'll tell you what, he ended really high up on the high all-around and really did a tremendous job. Nice young, and they're all nice young men and women. And their parents were there, really nice people. You can tell these kids are going somewhere, and they were raised right. And I just feel honored and privileged that I was able to shoot with them. One of the things that I want to talk about is what they call eastern birds or heavy birds or high humidity birds. While we were there, most of the time, you know, we'd get into the 90s during the day, and it would be 98% humidity. And I'm telling you, I'm a Western guy, and I'm used to really dry climate. And I found that it was not my element, and those birds were definitely a lot different to shoot. I struggled on a handicap. I think I had one round of 93, that was my high round in handicap, but I really struggled. Like, you cannot shoot those birds the same way that you shoot them here in Denver or Nebraska at the Racket. There's something about them that you have to be more patient. You have to let them clear, and you have to wait just a little bit longer to shoot those birds because they appear to come out very hot out of the trap house. and then slow way down. And the good guys, I noticed, were deliberate, but they were waiting for the bird just a little bit longer than what we're used to, and then hitting that bird. One of the individuals that did really well, a Colorado resident, Dennis Bingleson. He was the 2600 high overall leader, and he just did a tremendous job with those handicap birds. This guy is incredible, really a nice young man, and he's got a great son. His son is following in his footsteps. I believe he's 9 or 10, and he shoots with them on every squad, and pretty cool to watch that whole family. That family consists of Dennis Bingleson, Stacy Rehor, Adam Rehor, Kevin Davis. They're all related, and I mean the whole family shoots lights out, and they're super nice people. So I just gotta tell you how much fun I had. It was really fun to shoot out there, but it was not in my element. It was pretty hot. So one of my goals this year, in the new shooting year coming, is I'm going to learn to shoot those birds. I know I've got to change my swing some way, so we're going to go on a quest to shoot eastern birds and shoot them well, because I'm tired of going. My singles were pretty good. My doubles were fantastic. In fact, my double average kind of went up. I shot 197, a couple 96s, 94. So my double average did come up a little bit. And all in all, the prelim week, I think we accumulated something like 158 All-American points, but I got aced out. Man, I was 0 in the second week. It just kind of ran out of steam. Overall, I have over 21,000 registered targets this year, and I think it just caught up with me, and I kind of pooped out. But that doesn't mean I didn't have a lot of fun and meet a lot of nice people out there. And of course, Billy was out there with the drone. We had somewhat of a controversy. There's an airport really close by, so they wouldn't let us fly the drone. But I think we got some great shots of the enormity of that venue anyway. So we had a great time with Billy, and Billy gave us some great shots. We had some great interviews, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So next year, we're going to work on that swing, heavy birds, eastern birds. We may wind up going to the Missouri Fall Classic, which, they really focus on a lot of handicap birds. And Missouri, the Lake of the Ozarks is really humid, so that should give us some, some experience in shooting those kind of birds. Good friend of mine, Daryl Farr, who's on the first team All-American, he's agreed to help me and work with me on trying to shoot those birds. But I know I have to do something fundamentally different in order to hit them, and I'm convinced I can do that. So I want to share that with you. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the videos, and we look forward to bringing a lot more to you in the next coming shooting year. We'll see you at the racket.